Hi everyone, thanks for joining Let's Talk with Shayna. I'm Shayna, and today we have the most damaging hairstyles that you could possibly use for your hair, specifically if you're someone who's worried about like breakage, hair loss, hair fall, anything like that. The summary of it, if it's tight, it's going to be pulling on your hair and in turn causing problems and damage. But we'll go through some specific ones. So for our very first one, we have the Ballerina Bun. Now this is a little bit different than space buns. So the Ballerina Bun is pulling all of your hair up into a ponytail like so. You can do this low or high. I typically do mine high. And then you just twist and twist and twist and twist. And then you would put an elastic around this. So this is a ballerina bun. Now, if you were to do space buns, those are a little bit different. So for space buns, I'll just do the one. So this is a half up, half down space bun. And for that one, you're not twisting your hair, really. You're just kind of collecting it in a loose ponytail, as you can see. So it does look a little bit different. It's more of a messy bun kind of look, but this, it's not pulling as much because you're not tightly twisting it or anything like that. So for our next hairstyle, it's a high ponytail. Realistically, if you are just going to be doing anything with a really, really tight elastic, we'll do another half up, half down for this example. But just because of the weight of your hair, it pulls so much on the root of your hair. And so that can lead to hair fall just because it's pulling so much up on your root because of the weight of the ponytail. If you're actually having it like tightened, and you can see that it's like wanting to sit straight up, but because of the weight of my ponytail, it's pulling back, and you even saw like my forehead shift with that pull. So you can imagine what it's putting that extra strain on your roots. Next is one that I didn't think of, but clip-in extensions. So that's a similar thing as it's something that's pinching really tight to the root. I don't have any to show you an example of that one, but it's going to be like pinching on your hair, and it is also extra weight on your root. Your hair isn't naturally designed to have that extra weight. So all in all, if it's tight or has extra weight to it, it could lead to pulling at the root or breakage if it's really, really tight. Next is my least favorite. I know it used to be in style and it's kind of-ish back in style, but teasing. Anything that's backcombing your hair, because that is going to be lifting your hair, pulling at it. It's going to lead to frizz, breakage, you name it. Backcombing is a nightmare, and then in turn it's also tangling your hair. So when you get to the point that you're going to try and brush it out, you're ending up having to like rip and pull at your hair to get all of these knots out. So that's another one. And next we have excessive heat. I do understand some hairstyles, they need heat. They just need it. So if you are going to be putting heat on your hair, make sure you are using a heat protector of some kind. And last but not least is really tight braids. So I know in previous videos I've said wear a braid to bed or things of that nature. Just make sure they're loose so that they're not pulling at the root of your hair. But if you're reefing back on your hair to do those braids, it is going to lead to some hair loss because you are in turn pulling on the root of your hair. So all in all, the rule of thumb is if it's tight or putting extra weight on your hair, it is going to lead to some kind of damage or breakage or hair fall because it's pulling at the root. And then that heat is the one exception because that's just putting extra strain on your hair. So just make sure you're using a heat protectant for those ones and some moisturizers. But that is all from me today. If you have any of your own damaging hairstyles that you want to mention that I may have missed, make sure to leave those in the comment or chat. But once again, thanks for joining Let's Talk with Shayna. Bye-bye.